Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm Diane Okonski, President of the Icelandic National League of the United States, and I'm very happy you're able to join us today. The INLUS is committed to providing programs, classes, and other offerings that create a connection point for Icelanders, those of Icelandic descent, and those interested in Iceland. Information on the INLUS can be found on our social media sites, in our blog, and on our website, inlus.org. If you are already a member of the INLUS, thank you very much. If you are not yet a member, I encourage you to join. Your membership dues help fund scholarships, grants, local projects, Icelandic classes, and other offerings through the INLUS. Before we get started today, I do have just a couple of reminders. The program is being recorded and will be available through the INLUS website. Also, as attendees to this program, you are on mute. However, we want to get your questions answered today, so please do not hesitate to submit them using the Q&A button. Typically, it's at the bottom of your screen, but if you are on a smartphone or on a tablet, the Q&A button may be in the upper right-hand corner, or you may have to swipe to find it. But please don't let that stop you. We will get to as many questions as we can throughout the course of the program. Let me introduce you to today's guests. Hey Iceland has been a member of the INLUS since our beginning, and we are so honored to have their support. Sandra Gunnarsdottir is with us today and is a group travel agent with Hey Iceland. I personally have worked with Sandra on a couple of very successful vacations and can vouch for her expertise. We also welcome Solvi Arnarsson, chairman of the Icelandic Farm Holidays Association. Solvi and his siblings own the farm Epistalar 2, which is a member of Hey Iceland. He will be talking about the association and also give us a tour of the farm. So welcome to both of you. And Sandra, I will turn it over to you to start the program.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna introduce you a little bit to Hey Iceland in a few words, like 15 minutes or so. And then, of course, any question is welcome. I'm gonna be sharing the screen here I have been actually working for Hey Iceland for 18 years now. Before that, working in tourism for a very long time, doing all sorts of summer jobs in guest houses. I was guiding, I was working in a kitchen bus, traveling around Iceland, cooking for camping groups. So I've been doing a lot of sites to tourism in Iceland. About traveling to Iceland today with the COVID pandemic, then there are no restrictions here now since end of February. The border is open. There are no tests or such that people need to do before coming here. So it's completely open. So welcome. And on that note about organizing a trip to Iceland, then I'm going to start my short introduction to Hey Iceland. And my plan is to tell you a little bit about the story of Hey Iceland and Icelandic Farm Holidays, tell you a little bit about our members, and of course you get a visit later on, and the travel agency Hey Iceland. And it all starts, we can say it all starts in 1965, when there were 5 farms that were asked to offer rooms for traveler interested in experience a local farm stay. The following years, the number of the farms offering this experience grew slowly. And by 1980, there were about 30 farms offering this experience. And the farmers decided to start an association, work together. And that was the start of the Association of Icelandic Farm Holidays. And Solvi will talk maybe more about that later. With one staff at their office, they kept growing, and by 1991, there were about 120 farms in the association, and they started the travel agency. And the plan was that the travel agency would handle the growing number of bookings, as well as do more promotion for the members. And of course, the name of the travel agency was Icelandic Farm Holidays. The shareholders of the agency were and still are today about 1/4 the association itself, Icelandic Farm Holidays members all around Iceland, and some of the agency's employees. The travel agency kept growing, and in 2003 started also offering trips abroad for Icelanders. And a year later, taking over a company called Bændaferðir that had also since 1965 started offering guided agricultural tours for Icelandic farmers. And the name Bændaferðir literally translates farmers' tours, but they soon started offering also tours for others than farmers. The name stayed, though, the same through the decades, and we're still keeping it. We're still using it, and it's actually quite well known here for quality guided tours. These are guided tours all over the world, including today also hiking tours, biking tours, and more activity tours. And perhaps some of you have heard of the name Bændaferðir, as throughout the years, there have been 2 or 3 tours going to North America, to places where Icelanders immigrated to. So perhaps you met some of these groups. This year I can tell you that there is 1 tour scheduled. It's fully booked, and it will be guided by Gunnarsdottir, who has guided many of those tours in the past, and I believe that some of you might even know him. There's also every year a couple of private tours that we organize heading west, often choirs that are giving concerts during the tour, or families that are going to meet up with relatives. So this is our map, so to speak of. We have a company called Ferðaþjónusta Bænda, which is basically Icelandic Farm Holidays or Farm Holidays. We have the incoming department, which is today Hey Iceland, used to be Icelandic Farm Holidays. Tell you a little bit more about that later. And then we have Bændaferðir, our outgoing department. And the owners, the member association, many IFH members around Iceland, and key employees. So the profit stays local. I would like to tell you a little bit about why we changed from Icelandic Farm Holidays to Hey Iceland. When I started working at Hey Iceland, that was in 2004, I soon heard talks about the need to change the name. And the main reason was that fewer and fewer members were working farms. So the name was no longer truly descriptive. Travelers that wanted true farm experience were disappointed when ending up staying at a place that was no longer a working farm. And also those that did not want to stay at farms at all avoided booking with a company called Farm Holidays, when in fact there were some great countryside hotels and guest houses that would suited them perfectly. So the time passed, and after some focused work getting input and thoughts from members and staff, the new name Hey Iceland was introduced in October 2016. At that time, there were only about 40% of the members that were working farm. So maybe it was time for that name change. And this was not just any name that they chose. There was some interesting thoughts behind choosing this particular name. And here you have it. Hay basically in Icelandic means hay, the dry grass. And we certainly have a lot of it, and you find that in the rural areas. So there we have that connection again. The wind explains the leaning of the letters in the logo, the everlasting wind. And the color, of course, countryside and the northern lights in winter. And of course, also hey, it's that international greeting, hey, everyone, hey, Iceland. So it was a lot of thought put into this. And I know that some people sort of miss our logo, the old logo of the turf farm. but time changes. And today, there are about 140 places all around Iceland that are members in the association. At our website, heyiceland.is, you find info on all of them. What type of accommodation and services they offer. Also included, if it's a working farm, then there's information about that. Most recently also, if the places, and there are quite some of them that have charging facilities for electric cars, it's sort of a sign of time. There are of course plenty of photos there too, and some info on nature sites in the area. And all the places and activities are possible also to book on the website. Now I would like to take you for a quick photo run around the country to give you an idea of the various Hey Iceland members we have all around. And the location, starting with location, of course, it's in the countryside in Sveitinni. These are country hotels, guest houses, accommodation in cottages, and of course at working farms. There are exceptions to being in the countryside. There are a couple of them that are located sort of at the outskirts of villages. And I could say a town too, because there's one here close to Reykjavik called Hotel Kríunes, which was not so many years ago far from the city, but with the city growing, it's sort of at the outskirts or the edge of it now. These places have anything from 10 beds to 250 beds. And many of the bigger, of course, have having started with few rooms, but got bigger with growing tourism in Iceland. And of course, many of them were working farms, starting with few rooms, slowly growing and changing from animal farming to tourism only. Almost 40%, again, that number 40% still with working farms, if we count also what we call the hobby farmers. Those are these that keep a few animals to hold on to the farm feeling, perhaps then few horses, few sheep, chicken, and so on. If we are not counting the hobby farmers, then it's about 20 to 25% of the members. Solvi will correct me if I'm wrong. 20 to 25 members are working farms. Some of the accommodation, of course, have buildings that used to serve as barns, cow sheds, or sheep houses. So these are often buildings that have a long story, have an interesting past. The names of the guest houses and hotels are most often the name of the farms where it's located. There are a few places that have changed their name into some nature site that is in the area. For example, you have the farm Brattholt, which used to be Hotel Brattholt, close to Gullfoss waterfall and is known today as Hotel Gullfoss. So easier to spot where it's located with that name. And there are a couple of others like that. They have different type of accommodation. You have rooms with private bathroom, rooms with shared bathroom, self-catering cottages and apartments. Today, there are more places that offer rooms with private bathroom. And these rooms are anything from simple, nice, cozy rooms to rooms with more comfort. And some places even have a couple of deluxe or superior rooms along with the standard rooms. And they are very, very different one from another. And visiting these places, you can see the personal style of each owner with the decoration of the rooms and other facilities. Many of them have photos, info about the story of the place hanging around, so you get to know the place a little bit more and its story. And of course, the important stuff, food. You get to try all sorts of homemade food, and some certainly with secret family recipes. Many have restaurants that are open for lunch as well as dinner. And some of them have their own products, which you can buy and take home to give a bit of taste of Iceland. Obviously, those with ice cream, you have to taste it locally. Activities, many of our members offer activities and quite different activities. There are, of course, the relaxing in a hot pot, go on a horse riding tour, guided hiking tour, fishing tours, kayaking, planting trees, going for a picnic with local products, and others, bird watching, biking, of course, doing some shopping, farm visiting, of course, golfing, regular golfing or football golfing. And I'm sure I am not, I'm forgetting to list something there. And last but not the least, meet the locals, of course, the hosts. These are family-owned places where often the second generation and even the third generation is managing things. Some faces perhaps familiar to you from your family albums, possibly one Franka or Franti there somewhere in the group. And from our members through the travel agency, then we are located in Reykjavik, and there are 23 staff at the office today. Before COVID, we were up to 35, went under 20 staff at certain time during COVID, but we are growing again and just looking positive at the future. We are, in fact, a regular travel agency, but still with this very special route, this connection to our members who are our owners all around Iceland. We do, however, not exclusively book accommodation activities at our members. We do also book other hotels and activities offered in Iceland. On our website, heyiceland.is, there are info on many of our subscribe packages, our guided group tours, and activities both from our members and others in Iceland. And most of it is bookable online. We do also do a lot of tailor-made tours, both for individuals and groups. I am mostly taking care of groups, having put together itineraries for private groups of friends, families, or just a group of people with same interests coming here for a bird watching tour, geology tour, or farmers tour. We take care of a couple of farmers tours every summer. And all sorts of other tours like that with a certain theme. And worth mentioning, at least we find that quite good, is our driver guide tablet for our self-ride tours. We've had an experience with that for a couple of years now, and it's working very well. People get this tablet. It's a GPS tablet assisting travelers to go from one place to another, including info on the sites they are visiting and suggesting other sites along the way. Easy to access info on road and weather condition, which is important. And also there's a possibility to contact us at the office through a message chat on the tablet. And there's a person that is checking on that regularly, so easy to get a hold of us if something. Responsible tourism is something that is important to all of us, obviously, and something that has been important for a long time here at the office of Hey Iceland, former Icelandic Farm Holidays. And even a bit before it became such a top important subject as it is now. As when I started working here in 2004, this was all quite new to me. And even at that time, the agency was being certified by a company called Green Globe, later EarthCheck. But to us, it's important to get certified, having to collect that data, having to go through everything to clearly see what we are doing well and what we can do better. Today we are certified by VAKIN, the official quality and environmental system in Iceland. And I also like to mention that before VAKIN, this official local quality system, we have now one of the roles of Hey Iceland or Icelandic Farm Holidays in association with also the members association was to categorize all the members' accommodation and check on the quality and that all the licenses were up to date, and to visit them and go over everything. And this meant that our quality manager at the time, with 1 or 2 staff along, would visit each member every other year and go over everything and recategorize if needed and so on. These visits were also good to strengthen the connection between the office and the members. And it was just also a lot of fun for us. And I said was, but and in fact, even if we don't have this quality control role any longer, then we still go on these visits to meet with our members just to see what they have been up to, if anything has changed and what they've been doing. We haven't been on any visit, obviously, in the past 2 years, but we will soon, very soon. That's it. We would also like to tell you we have this special discount for INLUS members. This discount is on a package we called My Own Self-Drive. And this is basically a tailor-made package that we just work on with the guests. Just get the information where people want to go, how long, and so on. Then we put together the itinerary and we book accommodation and rent a car accordingly. And of course, the driver guide GPS tablet comes along with the itinerary as we have prepared it. It's possible to start the booking online, just to give the INLUS or INL, I guess, US code, which is just INLUS Hey 2022. Was it like that, Diana? Maybe we'll go over that later. Or simply send us an email. Send it to info@heyiceland.is, or also possibly to my address, Sandra@heyiceland.is. That's it. And I hope this quick introduction has made you curious enough to check us out next time you plan your Iceland trip. And to add to that, next would be visit to Efstidalur.
Thank you so much, Sandra and Solvi. We'll turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Hi, guys. Thanks for inviting us to this meeting. My name is Solvi, and I'm the chairman of the Association of Icelandic Farm Holidays. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how we work things out there, and a little bit from the start. And it's an interesting story how the farmers started to work together and make some options for spreading out their farming, if we can call it like that. And then I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my farm here in Efstidalur. If we start with the Icelandic Farm Holidays organization, like Sandra told you before, the organization was started to talk about on this farm congress that the farmers held in Reykjavik once a year, where they would talk about farming in Iceland and what to do next and how to survive winter, and is it going to rain next summer, and all the regulations and all that stuff. So, but 1981, Icelandic Farm Association, they were legally started. And so we are on our 41st year this year now. the members have been from 190 farms, so it's not member counted like how many families members are in the association, but we always count it by farms. And that spreads out around the whole island. And the options are from guest house to cottage to hotel, country hotel, farm hotel, and everything that the farmers did. In the beginning, 99% of the farmers were either sheep farmers or cow or dairy farmers, and like basically all kind of farmers. And to be in the organization and starting to sell either some experience to go to see at the animals or stay at the farm. But later on, it kind of grew, and those farms like stopped farming because, like you probably know, it's a little bit tough business to stay a farmer in Iceland. Winter is long and it's cold, and we need to keep all our animals inside. And the summer are too short and sometimes too rainy, so it's difficult to harvest the fields to get the hay for our animals. So it was a little bit an easy way out for the farmers to stay home on the farm and still be farming with the Association of Icelandic Farm Holidays. And around 1980, we started to have an office in Reykjavik, and like the office that Sandra works for. But all the way back to 1965, it started just out like a couple of farmers talking to Iceland Air, or not maybe Iceland, the airlines that wanted to let people travel around the island. So this is like how we started and how we grew. And it was really important because most of the farmers back then didn't speak English or didn't have any options to contact their guests and what to do. So the office in Reykjavik would take care of everything. And the only thing, and in the beginning, they would call the farmers, and the farmers would write down how many guests and what was going on, and be ready for the group. So everything was planned by the office. But now it's 2022, and today most of these things, they go online. And when you have 2 million tourists coming to Iceland, or before COVID, it's really good that you can have most of these things go online. But what's so important with the office of Hey Iceland, it's like they just know how to plan the best trip you can have in Iceland, and to see the farm side and point out the tours you need to take. And with a tablet in the car, almost live connection to the office if something is like some more information is needed. And that's how we like to have it today, to use the technology. And it's so nice for the farmers, and especially for young people or new people coming into the business and they want to spread out their farms. That's like we're like a family. It's we call us the Hey family, or the Icelandic Farm Holidays family. And to have this connection is really important. And it shows a little bit the people that travels through our company, that everybody here in Iceland almost know everybody, and this family connection and the connection you have with your guests that are coming through Hey Iceland is always my favorite guest, because I know what they're looking for. I'm going to as well, and if you want to ask some questions now for the guys who are logged on, I'm open for questions. You need just Diane or Douglas, you will send the question and they will read it for me. If you have something you want to know about the Icelandic Farm Holidays, Hey Iceland. But I want to tell you guys a little bit about Efstidalur and how we started in the organization, and how our timeline here is like went through the years with working farm and working this tourism business in Iceland. Like you can see, I'm located in the ice cream barn, and this barn was built by my grandfather around 68. And you can see the cows right behind me. They're having their dinner now. It's 9:30. They usually have late dinner. It was around 1991 that my parents joined the Hey Iceland team, and it begins with we have a horse rental here on the farm, and we had that for 10 years, and the tourism in Iceland grew quite a lot on that time, from having 250,000 people traveling only on summer, and up to the year 2001 when we built our first guest house. And then we were up to 350 to 400,000 people traveling and to Iceland. And our farm, Efstidalur, it's located what we call on the Golden Circle. And maybe I'm telling you some things that you already know, but the name of the Golden Circle comes from the trip that the Danish king came to Iceland, 1908. And he made the Icelandic government built him a road from Reykjavik to Þingvellir National Park, through Efstidalur Farm, up to Geysir Hot Springs, to Gullfoss Waterfall, and then down to the south coast, and then back to Reykjavik. And this is the route that we call the Golden Circle here on the south. And it's really popular for day tours in Iceland. And you can say about 90% of the tourism coming to Iceland, they drive through my farm. So we have it quite live on the road, how the tourism is growing, or if people are coming to Iceland or not. So, like I told you before, farmers in Iceland, they're always looking for something extra, because it's difficult and it's hard work to be farming. But we're really proud farmers, and everybody try to stay a farmer as long as they can. And my parents were thinking like, okay, we really like to work in this Hey Iceland association, and we like to do it more, but maybe we can try to do it with having some family or our children joining the farm. And then the idea came first, what we call today and work by the concept farm to table. And that's a little bit what our restaurant stands for. And but here on the farm, we have an ice cream shop, and we have a restaurant. And then we have as well ice cream making, where people can see how and when we make the ice cream. Then we have guest house, we have the horse rental, and then we are farmers. And this is quite live for our guests that are traveling here. And gonna turn the camera now, gonna go off the spotlight, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit. So now I'm located in the ice cream store, and this is our ice cream store. You can see there's the ice cream, and then we have the sitting area here, and then we have the windows over here, and you can see the cows having their hay all the time. The lights are always on in this part of the farm, so you can see them there. And the Icelandic cow is something we are really proud of. And I'm gonna tell you guys some secret. You can see the colors in the Icelandic cow. We have a different colors. We have up to 2,000 types of colors in the Icelandic cow. You can see here on the wall, these are information signs that our guests that comes and buy ice cream or food, which they can read. And on the ice cream store, which is located on the first floor, it's you can read everything about the cows, like the colors, why and how we milk them, and what comes from the milk, and how the vitamins and everything. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of closer look of the ice cream. Everything finished after the day, quite a good day. And it's, almost 10 o'clock, so we're closed. And now I'm gonna walk with you guys here more on the first floor. Here we have the hotel reception. And here we take and meet our guests. I don't know if you can see the keys, but we have like handcrafted keys from wood, and it's all the Icelandic animals, and it's a song like Hanne Krummi Hundur Svin. Like I think the English is Oh MacDonald had a farm. It's like you can sing the keys, which is quite nice. Here I'm located in front of the ice cream making, and here we take our fresh milk from the cows, and we make the ice cream, the cheese, and then the skyr. I could talk many hours about the skyr, but the skyr is the food that kept this family and most of the families in Iceland alive, because it's a lot of protein in it, and it's really filling when you're eating it, and it's a wonderful product. And we make our homemade skyr by our grandmother's recipe. Now I'm going to take you guys up to the second floor where our restaurant is. And I might need to turn the lights back on. You have to excuse that. Here we have signs, and this is more about the family. These are my parents. And then we have family photo here. And this is me and my wife and my sister and her husband. We are 4 families today which owned and run Efstidalur. Me, myself, and my family, and my 3 sisters and their families. And here you can see our restaurant, and our menu is on a blackboard like this, because we work on the concept of the farm to table, which is we cook as local as we can. And when you're cooking local, you don't always have the ingredients you need for 12 months. So then it's really good to jump on the table and just write something off and put something new in. So it's seasonal. So on the autumn and the springs, we have different menus. On the winters we have, and then we go to February when we have the celebration of Icelandic traditional food, which is really sour. And we offer tasting on this food here in Efstidalur. And so that's the most fun part when we have visitors here. It's to tell the story about Icelandic farmers and how much they fought for like staying alive through long winters. And these are really interesting things for people to know. And when you travel through Hey Iceland, you get those kind of information from the farmers, because it's almost every time it's the farmer checking you in or cooking your meal and everything. So that's quite nice and what we like about it. So here you can see as well down to the barn, and this is the view from the restaurant area. And those girls on the billboard there, these are my sisters, and we have a robot that milk our cows. And here you can see, I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys, but you will just have to come for a visit to Iceland. So here you can see on the restaurant side, you can see on the walls, we have these circles, and these circles are the family history and like everything you want to know. And we went all the way back to 1867 in the information about the family and when we started to work, because it's the seventh generation in Iceland, in Efstidalur, that is farming here. And this took a lot of time, and it's a lot of I'm 41, so I'm starting to like to know more about my people and everything. And so I didn't have that as much interest in first, but now I do, and I see. I just have to tell you, the young people don't look much at this, but when you're over 40, I can see more of those people are having a look at it. And here you can see, this is my grandfather's siblings, and this one here is my grandfather. And this is here on this side is my great grandfather. And here they are a little bit older, and here is little bit about the old farmhouse. So this is was opened 2013, and we have had a lot of fun, and we really enjoy having visitors to Iceland, and especially people. I've had, I think, one time some people coming from the Icelandic the league. So, and that was really nice, and really nice to tell the people the story about the farms and everything. I think I've covered everything that I wanted you guys to know about the Icelandic Farm Holidays Associations and Hey Iceland, and as well about Efstidalur. So if there's any questions, I would gladly answer them. Diane and Douglas, thank you again for inviting us to join you guys, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope my English is yeah, you I hope you understood most of the things I was telling you guys about.
Thank you so much. Yes, yeah, both you and Sandra, your English is very, very good. No problem at all understanding. But Solvi, so if we come out, or when we come out to visit you, can we actually help with the farm?
No, I'm sorry. We try like we can book tours where we can a little bit walk around the farm and see the animals and see how we work the things, but we do not allow people to come and join farm working. It's just not good for the cows, and we draw the line. We are really, I think we're overprotective about our cows, so the window view to our dairy is the option we invite guests. It's the almost like going in there, but we don't allow our guests to go into the dairy.
Okay, okay. So how many guest rooms do you have at your farm?
We have 15 rooms, and we have the cottage that my parents built 2001, and then we have which are with 10 rooms with yeah, really nice room with private facilities, and then we have one big family room in our old farmhouse, and then as well there we have 4 rooms which have like shared beds. And that's how it started with my parents. When me and my sister moved from the farm to school, they had 4 rooms available in the house, so that they started to rent them out, rooms with shared bathrooms through the Hey Iceland. And yeah.
All right. Well, Sandra, when I was when I took a little break here and looked up our discount code, the discount code for the self-drive tour with Hey Iceland is Hey, HEY INLUS 22. So it's Hey INLUS 22 for the discount code for the self-driving tour. And I gotta tell you, I'm ready to pack my bags. It looked so much fun. Solvi, I'm going to come out and visit you sometime this year or next. I'll be about to say hi. Sandra, any parting thoughts from you?
No, just thanks for this opportunity. I hope that people got a good insight into Hey Iceland and our members with Solvi's visit. So I guess it's just see you in Iceland.
Okay, Solvi, how about you? I'll let you have a shot here too for the final words.
Yeah, it's just come and have some nice time in Iceland. We're open all year, and we love to have visitors in Iceland, and we especially love to have visitors that have connection to Iceland, and traveling through Hey Iceland is going to give you the extra to connect maybe to your uncle or nieces or something, some connection. So
Okay, well, thank you to you both. I think that we've received one comment that kind of sums it up for all of us, that this has been really interesting. And I know I've learned a lot today about the history of Hey Iceland and the Iceland farm holidays, as well as thanks so much for your tour of the farm, Solvi. It was great. And before we end our program, I just want to talk little bit about some upcoming events that we've got. On Wednesday, April 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the INLUS will host an author's corner with William R. Short and Rainer Oscarsson from the Herstwick Institute on their new book, Men of Terror, A Comprehensive Analysis of Viking Combat, which is a study of the heart of Viking society and is based on more than 2 decades of their research at Herstwick. This presentation on April 14th will focus, actually, I think it's April 11th. More to come on that. The presentation will focus on the culture, values, and etiquette of Viking combat. And then on Monday, May 2nd, I am sure about this date, at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have an author's corner with Eric Newman, who has in the past written 2 books, Iceland with Kids, and the children's book, Lundi the Lost Puffin. He has just released his latest book, 100 Tips for Visiting Iceland, which gives ideas on saving time, money, and reducing stress when planning your Iceland vacation. And as just a side note, we do have all the authors and their books who have participated in the INLUS Authors Corner listed on our website. If you go to the Travel and Culture tab on www.inlus.org, you will see something called Books and Authors. And there you will find each author and their books with links to provide more information and for you to purchase them. Again, thank you so much, Solvi and Sandra. Very good presentation, very interesting. And also thank you to all the attendees today for joining us. Bye-bye.